A very popular Blaine Taylor. Everybody wants a little piece of the man who's the defending CAA champs and a nice little run in the NCAA tournament. That you still get a little good buzz out of all that?
Yeah, it's a magical experience, and you have to kind of live the season forward. If you look at us losing some games in December and then how tight the league race and how tough the tournament was, you realize how hard it is to get there, but you really have to have an attitude of gratitude when you get there and get to experience something like that. And then to win and then have a chance to win again, then you kind of get teased into what the possibilities might have been even beyond that.
Well, the bullseye's there again, so you seem to enjoy it, though. And as I told you, and I truly believe when you're picked there and you come out there, that's a heck of a coaching job.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I mean, your kids deserve the lion's share of the credit in that case. You've got to get them to where they're comfortable in their own skin with the expectations and hopes and possibilities of having a good season. I like being picked as a contender because I want, our students, and I want our fans, and I want the media, and I want everybody to feel like it's going to be fun to follow our season.
No Gerald Lee, but that's not to say that there's not still a lot left there. And, when you got guys like Ben Finney, Frank Cassell, and others, there's not really a big void to fill, is there, when you got veteran players like that?
Well, the thing about Gerald is he did a lot of stuff that didn't show up on the stat sheet. And we'll probably miss those intangibles as much as anything. But, not one guy is going to replace him, as you say. The group of kids will replace him by each of them getting a little better, each of them relying on each other in a different way. And we're pretty good across the board. We're more of a team built on balance and chemistry, maybe understanding of how we play and how we compete, than relying on one guy.
I remember speaking with you. You really always say when you go out to recruit, you got to find a guy first and foremost who buys in defensively before you even really think about bringing them to Old Dominion.
Well, when we recruit, and I had some assistants early on that were kind of wondered what I was talking about. I said, can he defend and rebound his position? Well, if you look at our team being nationally ranked in both categories, we recruit kids that can defend and rebound. Now, with that said, I've never recruited one good defender in my life because they typically have a long ways to go. But we do try to focus on being real solid in those areas.
One of the players, the Bazemore youngster, has really impressed me the last year. When you put him in the lineup, he seems to be so versatile and is able to play off a dribble so well. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, he's from a real small town. We redshirted him. He all of a sudden acclimated to college and then the Division I level. And then the ways that I used him early on, I think, was confusing to him because he played so many different positions. But what he gives us is a slashing, playmaking, length defensively, some abilities that really blend well with our other players. The thing that we need out of Kent, our kids have got to fit together. But the thing about Kent is, his consistency. His approach to the game, possession by possession, game to game, big play to bad play, as he matures in that phase, that's when he's going to come into his own.
As we've talked to so many other different coaches today and varying degrees where their programs are, a number of coaches have got to kind of start fresh. You've got 4 seniors and 4 juniors. Does that allow you to kind of maybe start a little deeper to where you would be more into the season than some of these guys who kind of have to start right at the basics?
Well, we have 4 freshmen, so I've got to be a little careful because they could contribute. But you're right. I've had to kind of measure what I've done in practice early because I could force feed them a little more if I wanted. Now, the flip side of that is we open against Georgetown at home, and then we go down and play against, the who's who of college basketball a week later. So we actually have to go a little faster. So it's always a balancing point day by day, how hard you work, how much cerebral stuff you throw at them. But I think our kids are experienced enough. We're a freshman-based program to where we had a scrimmage the other day, and all of a sudden they ran plays I hadn't even put in yet. And I started getting mad at them a little bit. Now, slow down, boys.
Now, for Georgetown, you're not planning on bringing, 20 feet of snow with you, are you?
No, he had quite a welcoming party for me last year. And being from Montana, I taught the guys how to walk in the snow and all sorts of stuff.
How much did that Georgetown win kind of mean for your season in the sense of maybe the guys buying into what you had been preaching?
Well, a lot of times you bounce off an experience that leads to a good experience. A few years back, we didn't get an NIT bid, and we were heartbroken, and we all of a sudden came back and won the conference championship. So we bounced off something bad to something really good. We had just lost a couple of games down in Texas in a tournament, and we come back, and all of a sudden, there Georgetown looms. And so our kids went in there really ambitious and anxious to play a good game, and as a result, they did.
We kid about the fact that when you came in the league, you didn't get much attention, and now you're getting a lot. But How has the league changed in those years? I think that'd be interesting for people to hear.
Well, when I came into the league, there was only 6 schools. 2 months later, we added 4, and then, of course, we've got 12 now. The first CAA media day we went to was in Baltimore, and I sat out there like the Maytag repairman out there in the corner all by myself all day. And, you know, obviously the event has grown, but the league has grown, and so many schools are playing basketball at such a high level. The top of the league's gotten better. We're winning, you know, tournament championships and going to the finals of the NIT and Final Fours and winning games in the NCAA tournament. So that top tier, the middle tier, I told somebody a few years ago, our 6th place team won 22 games. They said, your 6th place team, your 1st place team used to win 22 games. So the middle's picked itself up, and the bottom is coming hard too. So the league has just changed an awful lot.
Well, Blaine, we congratulate you and the team on a great season last year. Best of luck coming up.
Thanks so much. You guys are a class act.
We appreciate it.